I wonder if you can tell it, sorry, I might put you on the spot here a little bit, but I wonder if you can tell us in a nutshell about PatientSource and what you do.
Um, yeah, good question. We're a relatively young company. We were only founded in 2012. There's a term called bootstrapping that I hadn't really heard of until I got involved with Mike and Phil and this entrepreneurial lifestyle. But what that means is they had a little bit of angel investment funding that we're eternally grateful for. But then the rest of the resources they put in themselves. I mean, there's about 16,000 hours, I think they totaled up, unpaid hours to make this solution work. I came along at the stage when they had a market ready product and they'd got their first pilot at the James Paget Ambulatory Care Unit. That is still in place today. That was the pilot, 7-month long pilot, was exceptionally successful. That James Paget commissioned a 5-year contract and they paid for it all up front. So Mike was well ahead of his time in that he built PatientSource for cloud, and it was really before the world was ready for cloud. And this is where the strong relationship with Microsoft came to the fore. We were on what's known as the preview of the brand new data centres, the Microsoft Azure data centres in London and Wales in 2016. What that meant is that an NHS organisation for the James Paget pilot put the cloud hosting and the security and all of those considerations through a fine-tooth comb NHS information governance cycle. And they looked at it every which way, came out and said, it's safe, it's secure, and that gave Microsoft license to go to the rest of its public sector clients and say, hey, NHS governance say it's great. So we got a fantastic relationship with Microsoft to this day because of that. And in addition to the cloud hosting, which means wherever you are in the world, I can have a rig built within 2 hours and in your hands in 2 hours and 1 minute. And you can sign in and use that system to deliver care. All right, it needs some configuration, some refinement and some forms, but the point is, cloud is the future, it's scalable, it's elastic. You could have a short-term project where you only needed an EPR for 3 to 6 months, maybe a malaria vaccination program in Africa. Our solution runs across a satellite phone. We've tested it, there's a video on my LinkedIn profile, but cloud is the future for EPR. And then on top of that, Mike has made sure that it runs within the internet browser. So that means that there's no plugins, there's no installable components, and you don't really need your IT department. It just works. And then functional wise, that means if you want to use our patient portal, you can place the most vested person at the center of their own care and have them logging in, looking at particular areas of their health record that the hospital or clinic wishes them to see, and they can even input into their record. So we're doing a lot of work in private health right now. So you can have an elderly client come in for some form of surgery, and we're all sons and daughters. We want to get involved, make sure mum or dad's supported, and they could be assisting them in inputting into their own record, pain scores, taking pictures of wounds for wound progression, uploading them to their own secure central record via the web browser, and then a weekly check-in call with their care team. This is the new world of medicine. It's we're on a path to move from responsive and reactive healthcare to preventive healthcare, and the way you do that is to place the patient at the centre of their own care.